let's begin about Halo.
Okay.
I had the privilege of being one of the few people to listen to the album on the listening session that Atomic Fire did, and I can say I've listened to it lots of times so far. So can you tell me how did the procedure of releasing the Silver Lake album help you compose Halo? Did it help you working with different kind of singers?
Um, I guess it was two total different projects, but in a way it helped that I jumped almost immediately when I finished with Silver Lake, to Halo sessions. So there was really no writing block or whatsoever. Sometimes you can feel when you need to do something, you need to start to write new music that nothing comes out. But it was very natural and great fun to continue writing music, and especially because it's two really, for me it's two really different things, like working for Amorphis and doing your own stuff with Silver Lake. So I don't know if if I got any inspiration from Silver Lake session into Amorphis, but for sure it motivate me writing more music. So yeah, in that way.
For that project, did you have any singers that you wanted to work with and just didn't happen?
um with Silver Lake,
Yeah.
let me see. Everyone who I asked joined the album. Yeah, we asked Amalie Myrkur, Amalie from Myrkur, and but she was not available at that time. I really would have loved to do one song for her, but perhaps next time. Yeah,
Mhm.
she's got a great voice. I really like, and it fits really well with the Nordic themes. So yeah.
Yeah. And do you think that this whole pandemic thing made you want to write more and more music and gave you inspiration to write music? Because either way, your music is melancholic anyway.
It is anyway. That's true. You can't get rid of that. But I think so. And for me, um, for my mental health, it was really mandatory to start to write music, and I was really happy that within the past 2 years I've been able to work with two great albums now, and not being able to tour or do shows like in normal life within Amorphis. I think um, that in a way saved my my mental health, and I guess musicians always want to be creative. It's uh, it's a need what you want, and for me it was it was great to still able to work with other musicians and other friends during the pandemic time.
Mhm. Do you feel like a kind of trilogy for Amorphis has ended with Under the Cloud album and Queen of Time?
Mm, I don't know. It's hard to say because I really would like to see to work with this production team, at least with part of this production team in future as well. But at the moment, it is productive trilogy. I think our record label probably put it on some statement. They started to talk about the trilogy thing, and now it has escalated that we have to explain that it's not really a thematic trilogy or anything like that. It's more like a productive trilogy with the same people and same production team now. But yeah, you never know about the future and how the next album, how that will be like. If Jens still wants to work with us, I think he wants to work with us. But if he's going to retire, if we want to for some reason changed the production team. That might happen as well, but you never know. It's too early to say, but
Yeah,
in a way, I like the trilogy. Sounds great, so
yeah.
I like the idea.
In fact, we wrote about it the listening session without having a press release from Marcus and the Atomic Fire.
Okay.
So it's not only a matter of the production team, it's a matter of music and the whole vibes. And to tell you the truth, seeing the front cover, this yin and yang, as I
Yeah.
call it, in the Halo, reminds me a lot of Under the Red Cloud. What do you want to show with this cover?
The main idea behind the cover art was the radical contrasts, and there is on Halo there is not it's not a concept album. There is different sort of storylines there. There's one common theme that shows in many songs, and it tells about how people moved to Nordic lands and how they survived here. The first people who came here. That's what our lyricist Pekka wanted to write about. But the cover art, it's the root idea is the radical contrast, and it started for this sort of black and white and yin and yang idea that Vanwar started to explore. And of course, when you see the whole artwork with the additional art as well, you can pick some symbolism from the lyrics as well.
During the listening session, you had a kind of disagreement with Jens Bogren, who described the final result as poppy, while you described the final result as heavier than before. Did you decide at last which is the direction of the album? Is it poppier or heavier?
I still
Not that it
strongly believe that
matters.
it's heavier. It's heavier than if you compare it to Queen of Time. Absolutely, it's heavier. There are songs which are very much guitar driven, and songs that could be, you hear that it's band playing there, and it's heavy stuff. On the other hand, it's again this radical contrast in the music as well. We have these, the music is very diverse. There is more bombastic and symphonic parts as well as if you listen the My Name Is Night, the song that is ending the album, it's a beautiful duetto, almost like a ballad song. So the music itself, it also has a radical contrast there. So, but still, the whole conclusion, I think it's heavier, but now it's just up to people. I don't know. What do you think, Sakis? Is it heavier?
I think it's heavier with poppier choruses.
Okay, very very diplomatic.
Speaking about the song "My Name Is Night," um, I think it's a great way to end the album. It's a great ending. Um, you had Among Stars in your previous album, which is a kind of atmospheric song with female vocals, but this one is different than Among Stars. What did you have in mind while composing it?
This song is written by Tommy, our guitar player Tommy, and it has a interesting background. He offered this song to, I think it was it Queen of Time or Under the Red Cloud session already. So it's a rather old song, but he offered that song already at that time, and then Jens told that it doesn't fit for this production, and now Tommy sent it again when we started to check the demos. I have this song here, and now Jens thought that it's a good idea to take the song in because it's different, and he wants to work with a duetto a little bit like what we did with Among Stars with Anneke. So yeah, it turned out great, and it's I think it's a perfect way to 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 end Halo, and it really catches sort of the Finnish melancholy and the mood in there, and Petronella's voice is absolutely beautiful in there.
Yeah, I think from all the tension of the album, it gives you a kind of soothing feeling when it ends.
Yeah.
Uh, it's a perfect ending for the album. I think so too. Amorphis during the years have created their signature sound. It's it's not a matter of discussion. But do you think that after so many albums, even this defining signature sound kind of restricts the band, and maybe you cannot do or try to do something different? Because everyone expects from Amorphis the same lyrical concept, the kind of
Mm.
everyone expects this melancholic, this Amorphis sound. Do you think you are kind of restricted in your own sound now?
um yeah, in the way, if you look at it in that perspective, absolutely it is. And but we are happy to work this way, and it's been a long way with Amorphis, and trying to sort of find the right identity for this band. And ever since we started to work with our lyricist Pekka Kainulainen, all the themes and lyrical themes and lyrics and vocals and everything has become more clear and clear for us. What Amorphis is, what we want to tell about. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's definitely it's unique, and it doesn't really restrict us that much. We are still quite, we have a quite big artistic freedom to do pretty much musically what we want. And as long as the music and the lyrics really fits well together, and we have this sort of amorphous thing going on there, I think it's a great thing. And I think that's the thing what we probably want Amorphis to be, is that it has its own thing. And I think it would be really weird to if our like a lyrical um, concept or lyrical themes would be opposite. We start to sing about politics or you know old school death metal grave digging stuff. That it it would be just absurd. And same thing goes with the music. I think that's the thing. We everyone in the band has their own place and own role, and that's what creates Amorphis what it is. I'm really happy that we have, in the way you can call it, unique sound, that you can recognize Amorphis if you hear a couple bars, and that's I think it's a great thing.
Yeah, and I think that Amorphis music is difficult to describe because it's just Amorphis.
It is, and of course there are restrictions. There's a I think the majority of music listeners might think, and probably think, that this band is really odd. They don't know what is it good, is it bad, but it's strange. They have this strange thing going on. But in the way, it's great. We have our very loyal fan base, and for us that's enough. We don't
Yeah.
accept to get any sort of like huge commercial success with this kind of music. But I think that's with all the bands that I love. What the music what I listen to. I don't listen any stadium rock. I like I like more underground music and music that has something to offer to me.
Yeah. Um, but you have a change Or is it not a change because you moved to Atomic Fire Records after all these years with Nuclear Blast? Is it really a change because you work with the same guys that you have worked with while you were in Nuclear Blast?
No, I don't think nothing has really changed except of the name of the label. It was weird times at some point. I think it was 2019 we toured with Soilwork and we played in Stuttgart, Germany. And that's always when we play in Stuttgart, we meet the record label people because they are based in Donsdorf, which is near there. So Markus Steiger came to visit, and he told that there is going to be a big change in the label. He's selling the majority of Nuclear Blast away, but he wants to keep some bands for himself, and he's planning to put out a new label because he still wants to be in the business. And he asked, do we want to join with his label or do you want to go with the rest of Nuclear Blast? So we replied that absolutely, we want to stay with your label because for us the most important thing in the business is the good relationships and the people you can trust, and the people who are working for you. So that's how it happened. But it was really confusing because there was 2 Nuclear Blasts going on at that little period of time, and there was Nuclear Blast TT, which was Markus Steiger's Nuclear Blast, and there was the traditional Nuclear Blast, which moved over to this huge media company. And as soon as the Markus Nuclear Blast changed the label name to Atomic Fire, everything started to be more clear, and I'm really happy. They have the same people, great people who work with Amorphis in Nuclear Blast years, working now on Atomic Fire. So it's been, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Yeah,
Just the name of the label.
just the name of the label. Yeah. Which we can argue if we want.
Yeah. It's similar to Nuclear Blast. Okay, it's
it's very.
So Amorphis have been around for more than 30 years now. Are there any things that you would avoid now, knowing what would happen? For example, would you release the album Far From the Sun, as my close friend and radio partner Fragiskos, who wrote the listening session, would definitely ask?
Oh well, if there is some things I would change, not to sign any paper what is given to you when you're young. That's the first advice. But I see every album and everything what we've done with the band, something that has led us here where we are now. So of course, making album like Far From the Sun, it's to be honest, it's an album that we, for me, it's if it exists, it's okay. But if we wouldn't done the album, it's okay as well. It's like a ghost album of Amorphis for me. Not because of the music necessarily, but because of everything what the band went through at that time. Pasi left the band, and it was like trying to breathe up the band and do the album because you have to do, and everything what happened with the label, with the Virgin Records EMI at that time, it was a not good thing, but I guess something what you had to experience. I guess.
Okay,
but yeah,
let's see it like you learn from your own mistakes and move on. More than 20 years have passed from that point. Can you tell me which Amorphis albums do you consider the turning point of your career?
Yeah, there is. People always talk about Tales from a Thousand Lakes. Of course, it was a big step for us as a band, but I still think Elegy was the album that was a total turning point for us. You know, it opened a lot of doors for us. We started to play the first headline tours and shows, and another turning point is absolutely Eclipse, which is the first album we did with Tommy Joutsen on vocals. Also, you know, we started to gain back the something that we lost with the Far From the Sun album and Universum. Skyforger, Under the Red Cloud, all these albums are something that has took us further and further where we are now. So those are probably the closest albums to me.
Mm-hmm. And the 5 Amorphis songs that you would never leave out of your set list.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Yeah, because you have released so many albums now, and new
Yeah,
songs come
there
and
are
claim their position.
there are a couple of Paranoids there for sure. Black Winter Day, I think, is one. My Kantele from Elegy, we play that's not that often anymore, but pretty often. House of Sleep from Eclipse. Um, what else we have? Bad Blood. That's from Under the Red Cloud. Or was it from Queen of Time?
Under the red,
um,
it's under the red cloud.
yeah, that's what I thought. One more, probably Silver Pride. Yeah,
Mhm.
Silver Pride from Skyforger.